It all comes down to this, to the first start. Here we go.
If I told you this project was easy, I would be lying. The amount of time, energy, and money I spent to get this vehicle to where it's at is definitely going to be an interesting story. I've always had a passion for working on cars. This is a project that was a massive challenge for me. I learned so much. I'm gonna try to share as much of the journey and the knowledge with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the series. Good morning and happy Thursday. It is almost 9 o'clock in the morning and we are doing a once over of the cars that we just bought at auction a couple days ago. Here we go, guys. Here's what we bought at the auction. We got us a Mercedes. I first bought this SUV for around $2,000 at the auction. I thought it was a great deal at the time. Later on, I found out a lot more work than I expected. Let's take a look on the inside here. As you can see, the leather, except for a little bit of cleaning, is in amazing condition. The rest of the car is in really good condition. Let's give you a shot of the motor. Flip this bad boy up. We have a twin turbo V8. I'm actually going to be replacing this motor. It's gonna be a fun little project right here. Reason we're buying a motor. You guys hear that? That is a motor knock. Finding out it was going to cost me over $7,000 to replace the motor, I kind of lost steam on the project for about a year. In 2021, I picked up the energy to start working on the project again, and I was able to secure a motor about 10 hours drive in San Francisco. I'm really excited. I'm like a kid in a candy shop when I'm out here in the, oh, sweet. Oh, an X6. Oh man, these wheels are not bad. Well, the motor is on its way to me. Fine fix flip. So we're gonna lift this motor out the back of the car. Let's do it. It took a total of 20 hours round trip to bring the motor back. When it got back, I was super pumped. Everybody was super excited to get working on it. Honestly, I ended up being a little bit overwhelmed, and the engine ended up sitting for about 2 years. Around the end of 2023, I finally had enough and decided to dig back into the project, refusing to give up, and I really wanted to figure out what this knock was in the original motor. One of the first challenges I ran across with this build is I had to figure out how to get the motor out the top since I didn't have a lift, and it was an extremely tight fit and I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. What ended up being the solution was to remove the driver's side intake manifold with the engine supported in the air, and it gave it just enough room to pull the engine out the top. It is now Thursday, somewhere around day 5, day 6, and I'm pleased to announce the engine is officially out of the car. And now it's time to start tearing it down. First, I need to remove the flywheel so I can easily mount the engine on a stand.
My rear main seal looks good. There's no leaking, nothing.
Now I need to carefully disconnect all the bracketry for the smog system on top. Gotta be real careful that you don't break them.
I've broken them before.
Oh, there's one. These are brand new, so I want to be very, come on, baby. Ah, fucking hell. Little mistakes like that will really add up in the cost of your build. I'm carefully disconnecting the vacuum system, making sure with pictures so I know how to put it back right when the time comes. I marked a few of the relevant connectors as I was disconnecting the wire harness off the engine block. So with day 1, I've gotten the wire harness. The fuel rails are technically off. There's only 2 more little plugs on the other side that are holding my wire harness on there. But I don't want to cut them. I don't want to get lazy and cut anything. So, and I can't get this intake manifold off until I pull the AC compressor, and then I have to pull the pulley. So I think I'm just going to wait for tomorrow. She's not looking too bad, man.
Day 2.
So here we are, day 2. What I've done is I put sockets to cover the distance, bolts for this that are too long. That should be able to support the weight of the engine.
At this point, I actually didn't know if it was going to hold the engine or not.
We have success. Our engine is officially on the stand and it's ready to do some further tear down.
With our fuel pump and fuel rail removed, it's time to remove the valve cover.
Here is your engine. Looks like our timing chain guide is fine here. I don't know how the one is. I can see that the camshaft sprocket is really dark. I think it's supposed to be more of that red color. I'm not sure though, 100%. Don't quote me on it. Everything else, I forgot my timing tool, so yeah. I can't really check the timing on it. So far, it doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary though.
With no damage in sight, it's time to dig deeper. In order to get our first pulley off, I need to rotate the crankshaft until the little arrow points to the AC compressor. Then once the bolts are removed, you can just slide it over. Up next, we remove the power steering pulley and the tensioner. This engine is quite the puzzle together. You have to remove the AC compressor before you can remove the intake.
Tons of oil leaking in there.
It was a real pain in the ass disconnecting the plug from the back of the starter motor.
Oh, yes. Completely unhindered wire harness. Here's my issue. I have to take out these O2 sensors because they got these little locks on here that's going to keep this housing from coming off, and then I can't get the cats. So I got all the bolts, everything's kind of loose, but yeah, man, we have just about got this engine down to an engine. A few more things to take off, the turbos, start getting ready to do the timing to pull the heads, but yeah, looking good, man.
Day 3.
Got our new O2 sensor socket tool, got to pull these 4, then we can take off shields for the turbos.
If you're wondering why all the video clips are orange, it's because it's pouring rain outside and I'm under a tarp trying to get this done. Now there's a bunch of bolts, clamps, and brackets to be able to remove the cats from the back of the turbos. There are 2 hard-to-reach T30s holding our turbo lines to the block. After that, the turbos can easily be removed. Remove the exhaust manifold.
Still don't see anything readily apparent.
So here's where I made a big mistake, and I want to show you what not to do. I used the pulley piece not only for the crank bolt, but also for the timing of the engine, which is a no-no. This seemingly small but brutal mistake ended up costing me a lot of downtime and headaches later on. Everything from this point on was done correctly. The crank tool you see in the video should only be used to break loose the bolt on the crank pulley. The head bolts are removed in an exact sequence so you don't warp the heads.
And I don't see any damage to the cylinder walls so far. And there's no pieces, timing chain guides broken off yet. The mystery continues. There we go. It fits in the little key right here. So far, what I can see is that there is, I believe, a broken piece right there. So we just about have everything torn down except the bottom end. All right, so it's an oil pump. There's a few little pieces. There's probably gonna be more in the engine, but it's not a lot so far. Can't wait to take off this this lower pan.
Day 4.
Happy Friday, everyone. Today is an awesome day. We were literally one bolt away from removing the lower oil pan and see what our knock is that's been plaguing me, the mystery, for 2 years. Let's do it. So what I noticed right away, there is bluing right here on the crankshaft. It's not really blue anywhere else. The mystery continues. We have not figured it out yet. Right, so we head to cylinder number 5. Pull our bearing. Bearing's got wear, but it's not crazy bad yet. I don't see anything so far.
At this point, I've got the engine almost completely torn apart, and right about now, I'm a little bit frustrated because I still don't know what my knock is. I am taking out the pistons and the connecting rods and marking them in my journal so I know how to put the engine back together correctly.
So this guy right here is the opposite. When you go tighten, it loosens it. Pretty crazy, right?
About the last thing that we need to do is remove the oil pump so we can check the lower connecting rod.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we found it. There it is. There it is. A spun bearing. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There is our issue. Our bearing has literally spun on the crank. There is no bearing on either side. That's our issue. Here we go for the reveal. So we have damage to our crank, and this is our last bearing to pull. And this one spun too. So we have 2 spun bearings. This guy spun too. Oh yeah, there's where I can get this bearing out. There it is. This guy spun big time. There's our pieces of bearings. There we go. We found it. You guys, here's the aftermath. So you guys can see all the rest of the journals here are nice and smooth on the crank. And take a look at that one. This thing actually has a lip. The bearings burned a lip. Wow. All right, so we found the issue. At least the motor's good so far. The block is undamaged. Spun bearings. Look at the last piston. Look at the damage to the journal. Yeah, these connecting rods are toast. I don't think these can be fixed.
Tomorrow.
All right, so I've gotten the steering rack hooked back up, and we got all of our suspension ready to put the weight of the vehicle.
In the next video, our SUV is going to be headed to the shop. We're going to be tearing down the swap motor, get brand new parts, and start building it back up. I hope to see you guys there. We'll see you on the next video. Peace out.